Good morning,
Good afternoon.
good evening, wherever you are on our glorious, glorious planet. I'm Ariel.
I'm Shia.
Welcome to being here.
Yes.
Did you know?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Getting sidetracked can be useful and fun.
I agree with that statement.
So I am going to practice listening to you because my mind goes in the direction it goes.
Right.
And then listening to you is a type of sidetrack.
It is, because in order to hear what I'm saying, you have to separate yourself from where you're going, slow down enough to get here, and actually listen to what I say. So listening for most of us doesn't really exist. And when I say that, I know some of you disagree with
You're
me
like,
immediately.
how many thousands of, well, not quite a thousand.
I'm saying it differently this time.
I
though.
know.
Have you noticed?
I have noticed.
Were you listening?
I was. I was just commenting on what people think when we start saying most people don't listen. They're like,
well, they don't.
Yeah.
They have that conversation that you're having.
Yeah.
They're saying, well, I know this already. I know everything about it. They're going to tell me anyway. So why should I even listen? Why should I even bother tuning in? Don't tune into us. You don't need what we have to say. In any event, most of us think down certain channels of thought that we think over and over and over again. And as much as we think we want to think outside the box, there's a part of us that really likes that box and doesn't want to step outside it. You know, they've done scientific experiments where if they introduce some information that is inconvenient and they wire people's brains so they can see the reaction, it's an inconvenient truth is often fought against by your mind. It doesn't want to hear anything that challenges what it already believes to be true. So if I say something that you don't agree with, you will disagree in your thoughts rather than just hear what I say. You know, it dawns on me that people kill people over that think differently than them and have for thousands and thousands of years. Anybody who thinks differently is just other and wrong. What if there's a possibility of becoming a citizen of the world rather than a clansman, that where you belong to a certain clan or clique or group that believes a certain way, and anybody who doesn't fit into your world. In any event, if you listen to hear what another person has to say, it will not hurt, whatever they have to say. If you listen to hear what they have to say without agreeing or disagreeing with what they say, it will pull you into the current moment of your life. And when you get to the current moment, a byproduct of that, not an intentional, but a consequential byproduct of that, is you fall into the current moment and your life transforms. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about our Living Made Easy 2-hour virtual seminars. It's as if we all get in a ride, we close the door, we step in, and we listen to each other, and it takes curves, it's got ups, it's got downs, it's around, and it's never linear. It's not like, now we're going to speak about this and on to the next. And we don't even always talk about listening at first. It generally comes up at some point in the evening or in the afternoon or the morning, but depending on when we're running them. I really enjoy following the moment and allowing it to, you're going to hate this word, most of you, dictate where we go.
Well, see, our lives are already dictated to. We just don't like that idea and think we are in control.
We want to be independent.
That's right.
Let's take our first guest.
Let's do that.
Leah, welcome to being here. Please tell people where you're zooming in from.
I am Leah. I'm zooming in from South Orange, New Jersey. Oh, it's so nice to be with you guys, to listen to you. I honestly, I was feeling a bit stirred up before I called in, and like just what you've said already so far feels like, I don't know, like a warm shower or something. Um, I uh I love this topic too because um I I I very much often have somewhere I think I'm trying to get to, and I love. I, I, I guess my question today is: I'm having an interesting experience right now, like right now in general in my life, but like right now in this moment where my life is actually going awesome. Like I'm really I'm so grateful for my life, my family, my I'm really proud of the team that I manage at work. They're showing up really great, and at the same time, I'm having this experience of um, like none of it's working, or none of it matters, or none of there's. It's all
Are you
just not.
saying, are you saying this isn't it?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Well, then you fit in with the rest of the world because most people live in a reality called this isn't it. That something will be better when I get somewhere else. The only problem is if you move to Maui, they've got bumper stickers that say another shitty day in paradise. So you can't move to another place to be better. You can't
Yeah.
actually get a better job to be better. See, better is all in change. And transformation is a different reality that it coexists with change, but it doesn't, it's not dictated to by the same parameters. Change is all about getting somewhere else, something more, something better, or something different. Transformation is all about this is it exactly as it is. This moment is a perfect moment of now. If we were to put it in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. That's the difference.
You have a skill set that naturally you forget about. And that is the one where you recognize that the conversation, the words that run through your head, that inform your experience, they inform your emotional stirred upness, to use your words. You have once again fallen into personalizing them as if that conversation is you.
And as if what it says is true.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to work and it's working well, and you're like, well, this isn't enough, it's not enough,
I need more.
you don't necessarily look around. It's like somebody who farted in an elevator and it stinks, and now you automatically think you're the stinky one, rather than looking around and seeing where the thought process is being belched out, farted out, squeaked out,
Generated from.
generated from. Because from that place, it's quite wonderful, because you can take care of yourself, you can take care of the people around you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah,
See,
I see
the
that.
voice you listen to, Leah, is not you. It's what you listen to. You've been listening to that voice ever since your Maggie's age, your 4-year-old daughter, almost
Yeah.
4-year-old daughter. And now she's getting very much more like a human being. I mean, she is more sophisticated in her. It's not.
Her ability to
It's no longer.
manipulate.
It's no
Oh
longer.
yeah.
I do. Now she says, "Mom, I'd really appreciate it if you'd let me do this on my own."
Yeah.
But it's the same. I do, and it's the same voice, and it's the same voice that you've been listening to your whole life that has told you of all your inadequacies and why you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Perhaps it doesn't want to be disappointed. I don't know. but it
Yeah.
certainly doesn't want you to realize that it is not needed.
Yeah, the voice is in
Yeah.
it for its own survival, for
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
also have a suspicion that a lot of us have not been trained initially in the idea that fun has value. I mean, my mom used to say, go outside and play. And yes, of course, would go outside and play. It was just as much to get us fresh air and exercise as it was to get us out of her hair, because, it was safe to go outside and wander around, and she didn't have to monitor us, and she could actually get some things done without us being underfoot. But that fun in and of itself is valuable.
Mhm.
We're, I'll
That,
bet, because I know things about you, and I know that amongst other things, you're a screenwriter, that some of your ideas or some of the twists in the scripture writing show up out of nowhere when you're in the midst of having fun.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And I couldn't, they couldn't have arisen if I hadn't just started writing, like they didn't come because I was trying to make them happen. They came because I was just following the story, and then poof, like something exciting happened. And yeah, I forgot to have fun lately.
I
Well,
guarantee
that's
you
not
don't put that
true.
on your resume. I am a poofy writer.
I'm not sure that what I said is totally true, because I have given myself permission to have fun in certain areas and not others. Like my daughter Maggie, who you mentioned, like had this glow stick that she got. And so we turned off all the lights and we turned on like techno music and we had a dance party. And there's been lots of little moments like that where I've let myself have spontaneous fun,
But
but
that's kind of a formula of fun.
uh how do you
Not,
mean?
well, it has prescriptions involved in it, like turning out the lights and having a dance party. Uh,
Which is
I'm
not to minimize it.
no, but I'm talking about having fun anywhere you are by being where you are rather than being lost trying to get somewhere else.
Example, and it's not going to be what you expect, Shia. We went down and to the river, and we waded in the river, and did some casting practice today. And when we got home, it was very short dated before a meeting that I had via Zoom. So my shoes are wet. I took them outside to dry them on the outer deck, and then I realized that they were full of grit from the river, and so are my socks. So I brought them back inside in the sink, and I had so much fun seeing how much grit I had tracked home and how much I could get out of, and how to wash it down the sink. It was like, the big grit and the little grit and all this stuff that was in my shoes that I wasn't aware of. It was so much fun. The fun was not when we were in the river
And the
exclusively.
fun wasn't when
Mm,
you decided to have fun. It was when she got there and was involved in the cleaning out the grit that it became
mm,
fun,
Yeah.
not when she was complaining that she had to. See,
mhm,
you go to work and complain to yourself that you have to, as though you should be doing something else.
mhm. Yeah.
But let's take one step back. The complaint that you have to happens when you're already upset. So you can hold the complaint as a problem that you have a complaining nature.
Or it's an indicator of something.
It's a symptom. Fun is a
Mm,
symptom, and so is complaint.
mhm. Cool.
And I know in your work life, you have certain goals and certain things that you want to accomplish. And it's so easy to get narrow focused as if that's what will produce it for you, because it has in the past.
Well, it sort of has.
You don't know if the results you produced were in spite of your serious nature or took twice as long because of your serious directed nature. Shai and I have written, is it our 7th book
This is
now?
our 7th book. Yeah.
And I've had every one that we have done, completed, I've had the idea that whatever we're working on now could be easier and more fun than the last. And that if I hit a place where it is painful for some reason, then I must be going in the wrong direction. And it's been a fun game. I don't know why life shouldn't get easier and easier. We're all just getting better at it.
Hmm. Cool. Cool.
But, however, if there is this basic complaint that this isn't it, then nothing will ever be enough. See, that's the problem. The mind is insatiable. That voice you listen to cannot be satisfied, no matter how good you are or do.
I talked about it on last week's episode, how I got stirred up one day, and it was clear I was stirred up. And then things that Shai would normally say to me, I had no tolerance for listening to. And he's like, "Are you upset?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you have an interest in not being upset?" And I said, "No," which of course then I laughed, and then it popped the upset. But I see you now. I see you're still stirred up, but you're judging the stirred up as like, I shouldn't be
When
here
will
again.
I ever be over this?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you see, being over something is future oriented. All you really have, Leah, is this moment. And this moment is in real time. I'm looking at you in real time. This is it. Now, do you want to spend this moment being miserable? Go right ahead. But the reality is, it's only because it's an old, familiar way of relating that you survived with. And so when things don't go the way you want or think you want, you strap it on and do it to yourself.
Or when you get overtaken by the smell in the elevator and you assume it's you and you're trying to figure out what you ate when it came from somebody else, it's not solvable. You're nodding a lot, which is probably not good to translate to
Yeah.
the people who are
Yeah.
just listening.
Yeah. No,
What you
I
working on,
think
girl?
what?
What are you working on?
Yeah.
Because you're definitely
I,
working on something.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling at work to feel like I can stay upright on the surfboard. I feel like I'm surfing these black diamond waves and keep falling off and getting
There
back
are no
on and
black
falling off.
diamond waves. So that
That's
you
black.
mixed. You're mixing
Oh,
metaphors.
skiing and
That's skiing.
surfing. Yeah.
Now surfing, they don't have black diamond surfing waves. In any event, uh, that's more of your dramatic nature. And look, you are an actress. So a dramatic nature, you've been schooled in being dramatic. Your fellow actors coming along as you grew up in acting, they did being dramatic. I remember when I went to New York University some 60 odd years ago, and there was a drama department there. And those people were all so dramatic. They didn't just live, they were being dramatic about their lives. Life was so wonderful or terrible, and it was all so rather than it was life. Getting dramatic about things doesn't make them any easier to deal with.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
okay, so you get knocked off the surfboard. All right, you'll get
Big
back up.
deal. Hey, when the wave holds you under long enough, you may not do that same thing the next time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, one last thing. I know that you're potentially searching for other options aside from the place you work. You don't have to have it be bad to prove it's time to move on.
It's actually better than it's ever been. Like it really, I
This
know it might
reminds
not
me.
seem
This
like it.
reminds me of the lyrics of a song, "Mad World." Uh, what's his name?
Adam Lambert's version.
Adam Lambert's version, and where he says, "The dreams that are in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had."
Why does it remind you
What
of
does
that?
that mean?
Here she's saying that everything's good, but it's never good enough, you see. Because for your mind, for that thinks it's Leah, it's, oh no, not this again. Because you're trying to get away from yourself rather than
Yep,
be with what it
100%.
is.
100%. Get away. Yeehaw.
As if getting away will be a better place, but it's never a better place. The only place you can be is right where you are in any given moment, like right now. And so getting away from how you feel will just produce more of the same. First principle of instantaneous transformation: anything you don't like or don't want, anything you say no to, you're stuck with. That's why it's the first one. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You resist something, you get stuck to whatever you say no to.
So life shows up as it does. That's the second principle. Includes you can only be exactly as you are, or no two things.
Or where you are in this moment. You can't be anywhere else than where you are.
So you show up stirred up and you resist it. You don't want it. You judge it. You try to push it away. And
you're stuck in it.
Yeah. Third principle, anything you allow to be exactly as it is completes itself. Boom. Poof. Poofy.
Poof. Very simple.
Cool.
I know you don't like that.
Oh, no, I do.
I should be there already.
Yeah, but I'm here. So yeah, thank you.
But when you say you're here, there's a little bit of a complaint that it should be better or different. It's not you're here and loving it. See, and the sidetrack is where you need to be when you're on that sidetrack. See, you have an idea of where you should be in your life by now.
Yes.
And you're not there.
Yes.
Because this isn't it.
But I don't think that's actually true. That is what the thoughts say.
Yes, but you don't want to own that from time to time you are your thoughts. You're married to that.
And you believe that to be true.
You want to be the more above transformed version of Leah when really you're like, oh man, this day sucks.
Yep. Yes, totally true.
Yeah.
So Leah, don't try to be better. Be as you are. This is a come as you are party. If you come as you are, you can transform in an instant. If you are trying to prove that you've gotten somewhere, oh my God.
Get away from yourself when
you are stuck being your mother or your father.
Or your grandmother, or grandfather.
Whoever you disagreed with the most.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Now it's your turn. Let's hear what one of you listeners has to say about being here in the transformation community.
Hi, I'm Tracy from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, and I've been listening to the Ariel and Shia Kane's Being Here podcast for about 10 years now, and they're a constant staple to return to bring me back to the moment.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Our next Living Made Easy 2-hour virtual seminars are Monday, the 22nd, and Wednesday, September 24th, in the middle of the day, Eastern time, and that works well for the European time zone. You can check our website and find what seminars work best for you. Transformational time and project management is also virtual. It's happening on a Saturday and Sunday, the 27th and 28th, and then we're off to Hamburg.
And we're going to do, actually, I'm not. Ariel and Susan Finch are going to do Speak Up. Susan is a speech coach, and so she's quite excellent.
So we're teaming up to do Speak Up on Thursday, October 23rd.
And then Ariel and I will do Practical Enlightenment Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 24th, 5th, and 6th. And that's again in person in Hamburg. And those courses, Transformational Time and Project Management or Practical Enlightenment, will fulfill the prerequisite if you should choose to want to come to Costa Rica with us in January, when it is
Chilly in the
warm.
northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
You can find out all of
Chilly to frigid.
Chilly to frigid.
Frigid.
You can find out all about our courses at transformationmadeeasy.com. Let's take our next guest.
Yes.
Erica, welcome to being here. Where are you zooming in from?
Hi, I'm zooming in from Los Angeles.
Nice to have you with us. Welcome.
Awesome to be here.
Mm.
It's so interesting to be the second caller on your show, because in so many ways, I know that Leah and I are different people leading different lives, but I felt so much like a facsimile of Leah when you were speaking with her. So it's just a fascinating experience. Your technology is just brilliant in the way that you can be speaking to one person and hear everything directly to your soul.
Truthfully, dear, it's that we're human, and that it applies because you have first you come from a similar culture. So you've been raised with similar standards and rules and ideas of what success looks like. And you're striving to get what you think will make you happy. And even if you get it, it won't make you happy. That's the problem.
Right.
Well-being exists, and it exists in the current moment if you're here. But if you're in your thoughts thinking that this isn't it, and someday when I get what I think I want, it will be it. Now, when I said that, I had a whole other series of thoughts come through. Like when you started your relationship in the formative days, it was really exciting. And then your mind minimizes that great relationship.
I like that you used the word facsimile, because a facsimile takes it flattens it out. It makes it less vibrant than, yes, Kitty, our cat is agreeing.
With us, yes.
It makes it less vibrant. That's the brilliance of the mind, as well as the pitfall of the mind. Because when you're driving your car, you don't want everything to be wholly new on one level. You want to know how to turn the wheel and how much pressure on the accelerator produces what kind of result. And similar, I don't know about you, when I first started driving, of course, I was driving a manual thing. I did a whole lot of jerky stop and goes. You have that all available now, not only as muscle memory, but your mind has turned this road into a facsimile of that road. However, when it's so much a facsimile that you leave, that's when you get in an accident.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the I was gonna say the question I wrote down in advance of the show kind of reveals the this isn't it mindset.
What was
I
the
know.
question?
Well, you see,
I know.
here's the problem, Erica. It's your intelligence. So you're really smart. And so that voice is really smart. It just doesn't know how to be satisfied.
Bingo. Um, so the
Yeah,
question
bingo.
Give us the question. Let's
Yeah,
hear
let's hear
it.
the question.
Bingo.
the question was, where's the line between irresponsible frolic and finding myself?
Well, I think irresponsible frolic might just allow you to find yourself, but you can't do it as a do. In other words, you can't be irresponsibly frolicking to get somewhere
find
else.
yourself.
Yes, it cannot be as a way to get somewhere that your mind holds as better than where you are.
I'm not sure about the irresponsible part. I think you think those two words are synonymous. Frolicking is irresponsible.
Right.
So let's set irresponsible aside. I know that in a certain respect, it's like tolerance for frolicking in your part. You know, Shai and I went on a fishing trip not too long ago, and I told people we were gone and we weren't going to be answering or looking at WhatsApps. I mean, we've run ourselves out of data. I have to go get an unlimited data plan because of all the pictures and everything that comes in and texts and WhatsApps and emails.
When we're not in the office, so there's no Wi-Fi, and so it just eats up our data.
And also, it eats up my mental data because I'm never off. So to turn it off and to go just be only where we are without the ties to the outside is such a gift. And then coming back into what I might consider my day-to-day routine, it's really exciting to discover who I am now, which is, again, and you've seen it before, you come to Living Made Easy, we go on this journey of talking to people about a wide variety of things. And if you can set down where you're trying to get to long enough to just enjoy the ride, it's shocking frequently how incredibly rejuvenated, enabled you are to do the things that you considered difficult before, that you were kind of working your way through.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the way that you're describing it, because it really, the way that I'm translating it is that it really is about slowing down and being where you are, which sounds so simple. And I was thinking about when you were talking to Leah about the prescribed fun with Maggie, with turning off the lights and playing with the laser thing. And I was thinking, oh, that's why I have dogs, because I do set aside time to play because they need it. And it's like I have them to give myself permission to frolic because without that, it would be time wasted or not useful or not productive. Um, and, but when I really like just sink into being in their presence, the dogs I mean, and like snap out of like doing it as a do, it's a completely different experience.
Well, what if you frolic without the dogs? Would that be time wasted?
My mind wants to answer that question, yes.
Well, you see, you say my mind. I say you are your mind because you believe those thoughts are you.
And when you fully own that it's a yes for you, it's like me saying, no, I'm not interested in giving up this upset. I was wholeheartedly a no. When I was wholeheartedly a no, when I was a no, it instantaneously transformed. You keep trying to be the better you rather than the
Right. And you see, the better you is the prescription that's in that mindset. You have an idea of what a better you should be, and you certainly wouldn't want to be one of those women.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, yes, you do. On some level, you have certain women that you don't want to be associated with.
or like or turn into.
Exactly.
True.
Yes, I don't know what they are, but I have an idea because I saw Pretty Woman, the movie.
You're funny.
You like that?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm laughing though.
Because you hold certain women as less. If you're normal, if you are a
Okay.
normal person, that is your reality. And I'm not operating with you like you're abnormal. I'm operating with you like you're a normal, intelligent woman who is educated and raised in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Different cultures have different ways of being, but it's all the same. It's all a complaint about this moment, as if things should be different and then you'll be okay. Except when they're different, they're not different enough.
Yes.
You know, it's okay to take a breath and go nowhere with it. You know, it's okay to not produce in this moment.
Yesterday, Shai was taking a nap, and I was putting things away in the kitchen, and I had put in my earbuds so that the sound of music or listening to a book would not, translate to the room he was in. And there's this song I've been enjoying lately called Despacito, which is slowly. And a friend of ours sent us a really nice version of it, so I put it in my ears. And I had the salt and pepper shaker, and I started using them like maracas, and I was like dancing, and it was not a prescribed, I can't recall when I last did it, danced around my house. It was not on track to getting the kitchen cleaned. It was just so much fun. And then, interestingly enough, speaking of dogs, we don't have a dog, we have a cat. I personally am generally a side sleeper. I like to sleep on my side, but our cat will lay on my legs if I lay on my back for naps during the day. She will not come at night. That way, she will come during the day. So I have frequently positioned myself so that she might come join me. Yesterday, I was so tired at some point. I'm like, I just need a nap. And normally, nap is code for I'm going to go read my book on my Kindle for 20 minutes or half hour. And I'm like, no, I'm tired. And I put my arms over my head. I laid back on my back and I left. And it's funny because I normally will give myself permission to do that in order to be in a position for the cat. It's more acceptable than just, hey, I need a nap.
That's funny.
Well, same with you going out to frolic on the beach and throwing sticks. You're not likely to do that by yourself.
Well, you don't have to throw sticks, but you could enjoy walking on the beach without dogs, you see.
Yeah.
You could enjoy everything you do if you didn't have a hierarchy of what's right for you. You know, the fellow Maslow had a hierarchy of needs. The first thing we need more than anything else is oxygen. If you don't have oxygen, you die right away. Then there was water. Okay, because you need water. Then there's food. Then there's clothing. Then there's
And shelter.
shelter. Okay, you get all that handled. Well, now you have some time for art and aesthetics and etc. But if you don't have the initial ones, the beginnings of that hierarchy, the food, the clothing, the shelter, you're not going to be interested in art unless that art may lead to food.
Yeah.
You see? Then you could get interested in because it may find food at the other end. So that's the way our minds are wired. And
What?
It's just when I work for a company that survival is very much at the forefront right now, whether we survive or not. And I've been and I've been feeling stirred up too. And I've just been asking myself, even though I know intellectually, like, well, I'll be able to get another job. I'm marketable, whether that those basics, like I think in my mind somehow those basics are threatened right now. So I just found that
But
interesting.
I recall when you got this job, Erica, and you
Mhm.
picked a job where survival was at the forefront, even from back then when you got the job. This is more of a startup thing, and there's
Mhm.
always a survival aspect to it, where the last large corporation you were a very esteemed, valued asset for, you found that got a little boring. So you went and found something with this component, and now you're worried about that component rather than this is what you signed on for.
I know.
and you don't think it's okay to have fun.
When it's in survival.
That's right.
Mm,
When maybe
yes.
having fun is the way to have it not be in survival.
Have you seen the movie Top Gun Maverick?
Second Top
No,
Gun
The
movie.
second Top Gun movie. Well, you
I
should.
haven't. Okay.
You should.
And
It's a really excellent
excellently
movie.
made.
And it's not just because I like Tom Cruise and I like Tom Cruise, but there's a segment in there where he becomes responsible for training a team of pilots to go on a mission that is, I'm not going to give you much more about that, but it's a dangerous mission. It requires a great skill set and it required teamwork. So what he does is have them
have
have
fun.
fun to create the environment for success in a survival environment. You're talking a survival environment? Well, if they're not having fun, it's going to get harder and harder to swim.
So what you been doing for fun lately, Erica?
Playing with the dogs.
Good. Well, see, that's not a bad thing. It just,
Yeah.
if that's something that works for you, there's no reason why you can't find ways to replicate that experience
In the rest of your
in the
life.
rest of your life. That is like
Yeah.
your starting point possibility. You can have it everywhere.
Yeah. My very sweet boyfriend recognized that I've been in a bit of a, I don't know, amped up state. And he texted yesterday, like, hey, can I treat you to a massage on Saturday? And I'm getting emotional thinking about it. And I'll watch the dogs because we have a shelter dog right now and she's kind of crazy. And, just unplug and stay there as long as you want. And I'm going to treat you. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And I'm like, yes, please, I want that.
But here's the problem. If you're
What?
still operating as though this isn't it,
It won't be enough.
it won't be enough.
Or you'll be in there going, why didn't I do this sooner?
There'll be some form of complaint wrapped
Against
around
you.
Yes, wrapped around this supposedly pleasant experience.
Yeah. Yes.
You have a tendency to get lost.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
You drop out the essential being that you are. You get lost in your intellect and your thoughts rather than allow yourself to be where you are. So I know you have this thought. Oh no, not this again. Isn't that one of yours? I thought I was
Yes.
over this by now.
Yes.
See, that's when you get lost in trying to get somewhere that you think is going to produce what you feel is lacking, as if the moment is in any way lacking, as if this moment isn't already perfect exactly as it is. And look, given the way you've been relating to your life and your job and your boyfriend, this could be the only outcome that you could have.
You know, it's so funny. Shai says to you, you have the tendency to get lost. And when you say yes, it's like a confession. It's not like, yeah, I do that. It's like we have getting lost as
A negative somehow, rather than it is a mechanical thing that happens when we relate to our lives as though we are a machine.
As though are the passenger rather than the driver.
That's right. As if you're not behind the wheel and driving it where it's going. And then you say, oh my God, how did I get here?
So, you know, I can either be embarrassed that I got, quote, stirred up the other day or got, quote, lost, or recognize, hey, that's a gift, you know? I was in there. That's how I was, found my way out. That's how you know, being fully you is this incredible gift, not just the parts you approve of.
Okay.
You know, and you foster shelter dogs, not only because you have in your heart a interest in taking care of dogs who no longer have a home, finding them a rehome or rehoming them in your own home, but because you like the chaos.
I guess so.
Well, it allows you not to have to look at those things that you don't want to look at, that you think are so confronting. But you know, when you look at something that you think is confronting, it's no longer confronting.
You know, if we use Leah's misused metaphor, it's like you're an expert skier, and in order to get the rush, you have to do the black diamond dog float.
That's funny. Yeah.
Job, you know.
Well, the other thing is this regarding your job, you can look and see what's needed, not from a position of panic and worry, but just see what is. And then you'll know what's needed and they can either do it or not.
I'm glad you said that last part because, you know, a lot of times I feel like a salmon swimming upstream, I guess, when I'm pointing out things that are needed.
Well, so what? You know what happens to that salmon when he swims upstream, he or she?
Well, it depends on which coast you're on.
That's true.
Most salmons die.
Most salmons die.
Atlantic salmon go back out to
yeah, Atlantic salmon can go back out to sea. Pacific salmons always die. Yeah. So, you know, I don't like you using that analogy too much because it doesn't have a pleasant ending. You see.
But the other thing too is that makes you, in a way, their victim. If we took that stance and be like, can you believe it? We talked to Erica again about listening.
Oh my God.
And about that it's okay to be upset.
Right.
You know, it's like we could hold it as being salmon.
I don't feel like a salmon at all.
Nah, you know.
I like to eat salmon.
That's true.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Spicy salmon.
Okay.
Avocado roll.
We did that last night.
We did.
We're not doing that
again today.
No.
Well, maybe I will.
Well, maybe you should.
I like it with the little tapico, the little eggs on it, because it has.
And you have crunchy.
It has this additional. So we have them do it inside out, so the rice is on the outside.
And if you're a vegan listening to us,
find your own crunchy thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's good. Thanks for being with us. This has been fun.
Thanks so much.
even
You're
if
welcome.
you are
Oh,
just a
and-
touch
oh,
serious.
And you see, it wasn't anywhere as painful as you thought it was going to be.
No, you're right.
I'm right. Yes, I am.
You can see all you did was throw sticks for us, and we came back and went, yeah, Erica.
And we wagged our tails.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, you can subscribe to the podcast. You can share it with friends. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to our newsletter. We do great blogs. People like Erica do great blogs too, and we publish them. You can find all our courses, the newsletter sign up link, and also ways to subscribe to this podcast if you aren't already at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Yes.
We'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
Being
Being here.
You got it.
Thank you.